right there. I get my dopamine in getting paid and buying stuff. It's good enough for me.
All right, there is 3 assignments I need y'all to get out of your binder, please. 9, 10, and 15.
I have a delivery from someone. Open it. Open it.
No.
No, why?
Sit down. Okay, let's go.
I don't need that many pens.
No, but
It's more like I gotta sharpen my pencil.
I forgot my binder at home. Can I bring it to you tomorrow?
Yes, but you may want to get. Did you finish assignments 9 and 10?
Yeah.
You did the second page of them?
Yeah.
Because I didn't ask you to do
Well,
those
wait,
yet.
if you didn't ask, I didn't.
Okay. You might want to get an extra copy of 9 and 10,
Okay.
do the second page, and then just staple them together.
Okay, thank you.
You know where to get the copies over there? Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you guys the plan for today. So I wanted to talk about, so those assignments 9 and 10, I did not take those up last class before the quiz because we had not done the second page, and I thought it would make sense for us to do the second page of each of those before you turn those in. So I'm going to do one of those for you just to remind you what the question types are. I don't think you're going to struggle with those very much, but I didn't put any of those type of questions on your quiz last time because I hadn't asked you to practice those yet. So in just a second, I'll go over one question from assignment 9. But what I'm asking you guys to do is page 2 of assignment 9, and then it should be finished. And I'm going to ask that you turn it in so I can go ahead and grade it and give it back to you. Then I'm going to ask that you do page 2 of assignment 10, any question type. You probably already even did it. So you just have my 2 here. And then go ahead and turn that one in. And then we're going to look at, what is this? Okay. Then I want you to work on finishing up assignment 15 from last class. 15 was where we talked about the arc length formula, and we did just a few of those questions last time. You didn't need to finish it up for homework or anything. So I need you to finish that up in class today, and if there's any of those you need help with, then I need you to tell me. And then based on when you guys finish that up, we will look at some of those ACTM questions I gave you last class. So, any questions about the plan before I do a reminder for you? Okay. Then on assignment 9, page 2, again, just one quick little refresher on what they're asking you to do. They're asking you to solve a differential equation. And so what is it asking you to do for those directions? Like what is your answer supposed to be?
dy dx, like the derivative.
Okay, that's what we have right now. We have the derivative. The original equation, correct. So to solve a differential equation, we're trying to find the original function that goes to this point and has that derivative. So to go from f prime to f, I'd like to integrate this side, which means I have to integrate this side. You can integrate both sides. And integrating f prime is what's going to give you f. Okay, to integrate this, you probably want to rewrite it so that you can undo the power rule. Raise the power by 1, divide by the new power, And what else do I need? Okay. Now, is this my answer? Bless you. Bless you. How come? Right. They give you a solution. They tell you it has to go through 0, 3. So plug in 3 for y. When x is 0, solve for c. And it looks like c is going to be 3. So our final answer should be 2 square root of x plus 3. Now, this part's optional, but it takes about 2 seconds. So what I always suggest to my AB students is when you get this answer, spend an extra 5 seconds, 2 seconds, whatever. Make sure that this point makes sense for this function. If you plug in 0 for x and don't get 3 for y, then you 100% know something's wrong with it. And that doesn't take but just a second to do. So that's what you're trying to do on these assignments. You're trying to take the derivative, you're trying to integrate it to find the original function. Your original function should not have a plus c in there because they're giving you information that you can solve for c. Like question 18, if it's a second derivative, you're going to have to integrate twice. Integrate once to get to the first derivative and integrate a second time to get down to the first. So our class website does have the answer to these, so I do want you to check your answers as you do them, or at least before you turn it in. But now that I am giving you some class time to practice these, I will put 1 or 2 of these on our next quiz. So if there's something in doing these that comes up that you need help with, that you make a mistake on, make sure you add good notes to your handout. Make sure you write yourself some kind of a note so you remember what that is and you can learn from that. And of course I can help with others as you need me to. But again, I'd like you to finish up assignment 9. So again, you should have already had the first and third page done. So once you finish up the second page, make sure your name's on it. Come give it to me in my basket. Then do the same thing with 10. Then come turn 10 in. And then you can look at what we talked about with ArcLink last time and then finish that up. And then when everybody's at that point, we'll look at the ACTM questions together after that. Any questions about the plan for today? Okay. I'm going to grade these as they come in and give them right back to you. But I am here to help, so if you need help with something, just let me know. Obviously, I do have your quizzes graded from last class. I can't quite pass those back yet since there's somebody who's not come to take theirs yet. Since there was somebody absent last class and they didn't come to take their quiz last time. So as soon as he does that, I can let you have your quiz back.
I won't be tardy. As of literally now, I guess.
Yeah. It's not the first 10 minutes.
Sorry, I thought it started at 40. It's actually 45, right?
The tardy bell is at 45. That's correct.
Yeah. I thought it was at 40 for some reason. That's why.
Now again, both of these things that you guys are working on today are going to be fair game for our next quiz. So if these question types on assignment 9 and 10 are giving you trouble, I know some of you learned it very well last year, some of you maybe didn't understand it very well last year, but I need you to feel good about it this year. And equally important is those ArcLink stuff on assignment 15. Any of those that you get to that you need help with, you need to ask. Today's the day to make sure that you finish that and feel like you got a good grasp on it.
This was the day I got changed into this class, so I wasn't there for first period. So I'm pretty sure you marked me absent for first period. But I don't know if you could still change that or not.
The 26th. I don't know that I can because you're not in my first period now. If it was a time I marked you absent on first. Oh, the 26th. Are you talking about the 26th?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that you were in here then.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Appreciate it.
I think it should stick. It looks like it stuck. Did y'all enjoy the college fair today?
I got every single pen that was there.
Yeah, I heard they ran out of pens because somebody kept stealing them all.
I have one of everything.
You know, I heard. You don't collect pencils?
I got
Just
the
pens?
mechanical ones. I don't like traditional pencils as much, so I don't get those. I grab all the pens and mechanical pencils. This year there was a mechanical pencil.
You prefer pens?
I do.
Have you ever used any of these pens that erase?
Oh, you got friction pens?
Yeah, they work really well.
They do. They're good pens. I think
The last one I have is orange.
Mm.
I've lost all my others.
I used to have.
Yes, I did. She doesn't know how to spell.
I used to have a big pack of the friction pens.
Can I just give those to you first? Because I don't have my rest of it. Oh, you want me wait?
Just wait till you have them together. Just
Okay.
give them to me next time.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, I don't need you to redo the first and third page if you have them at home.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't find it at home, I guess you'll have to redo it for points. But
Usually the National Guard has the best pen, but I like the design of the NWAC one this year. And they have these weird highlighters.
highlighter's good.
Yeah.
Y'all should really use highlighters more, but I don't push it and insist on it too much in this class because you don't get to use highlighters on the AP exam. So.
These are neat because they're erasable highlighters.
Oh.
So we've got one end that's the highlighter, and then one end that's pretty much an anti-highlighter.
I had one like that before. It didn't work well though.
It's neat though. It's a cool spot. Cool fun.
Huh?
Why does this look like a fishing pole?
I don't know. It's not mine though.
Oh.
Maybe they were trying to do cursive.
I liked these pen designs the best. We got NWAC's pen and the University of the Ozarks pen. They've got nice.
Grips to them.
Yeah. It's a fun design.
They give us lots of pens at the beginning of the year, but as a teacher, unless it's a red pen, there's not much I can do with it. I just don't use black and blue pens very much.
That makes sense.
Obviously, y'all need to do the stuff for this class first. But if y'all know Oliver Hodges, he had some, and I have not done it yet, so I don't know. But he has some integral that I guess is very hard to integrate if you're looking for a challenge. Again, don't work on that though until you're done with class stuff. But also, I don't think he's ever actually done it, so I don't know how hard it actually is, but. Oh, also they announced National Merit semi-finalists today. So if you know any of those people on the board, you should congratulate them. That is a big deal.
Do you have to pay $18? Wait, Mr. Thompson,
What?
are you automatically like signed up for ESAC? Because he said that.
If you're in 10th grade, you're automatically signed up. 11th grade, it's optional. You have to sign yourself up.
Wait, you have to pay?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it other than there's usually only about 20, 30 people that are juniors that try.
The lady said.
But you have to take it as a junior to get national merit. But I don't know anything about the deadline to sign up or anything.
Yeah, I could right now. But I don't have money. What? That's what the thing said. Apparently, you have to pay $18 just to register.
The lady said no.
If you get a high enough score, they pay it for it.
Oh, actually? Did I go register 50
No.
cents?
Like 1200 something. It wasn't really high. I don't know why.
When you're finished with all this and you're waiting on everybody else, maybe.
Yeah, but these ones change where it's like opposite sides of the graph, so if you use that, it's already like instead of this.
Yeah, that's it. It's physics.
Take the derivative of y.
What'd you do?
You raise.
Negative sine x minus 1. Yeah, that's all I got.
Where
So I got that 2 from.
I looked.
Oh, you get the default on this one?
I erased it because the answer key said I was wrong.
And this is your negative ones. So this is.
Oh,
I thought it dropped.
because you might have y on one side and x on the other side. So all you did here, all I did here was like, just times the one side and the x side. This is y by
This will be automatically.
If your parents got you direction,
Is it not the same thing? Or is it
what? What is it though, like, I have no idea. But I just went off, I did it, and it said I was wrong, and I just went off.
Yeah. Is he gonna walk through? Mr. Townsend, can you walk through a problem on number 10 on those we haven't done?
It's the same as worksheet 9, right?
Oh, is it?
think so.
Same type of question. Is that giving you the derivative? They want you to integrate both sides to try to figure out what y equals
So, when you integrate dy dx with
y. Because this is the same thing as y prime, it's just a different way to say y prime. So when you integrate y prime, you get y.
That's good.
And then you gotta integrate the other
Why
side.
do you like a 690 on rating with the 7?
And then you use that one to solve.
Okay, I got that. Is it not good enough?
Yeah, so like over here, this one used to. I don't know. The problem with this is, you can integrate that and get y. But then over here, 1 over y in terms of x is complicated. So in this case, you would wanna multiply you wanna separate them. So you'd wanna multiply the y over and multiply the dx over. Did your X's on one side, your Y's.
So it'd be dy out of y. Yeah. Then we'll divide.
I mean, this is kind of, that's kind of really backwards, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you can integrate. Since this is all y stuff, it integrates nicely. That's all.
It's just the intersection.
Gotcha.
I didn't check it. And then I got.
We need more than that.
So I did all these. SAT? Yeah. Oh, no, it's not SAT.
Nobody's upset by the daily meme today?
I was. Hurtfully. I saw it.
I thought I did it right.
Yeah, on assignment 10, there's 2 of them. You have to separate the variables. You need to get X stuff on one side and Y stuff on one side before you try to integrate. If you don't know what I mean, you'll figure it out when you get there.
Oh, yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it?
Yep. First one in the entire year.
And we got a new week next week as well.
Do we?
Yeah.
Right.
No, I don't.
I wonder when it's actually gonna alternate.
October. I don't mind my essays. I've got 2 AP classes today. Start doing technical theater. So that's a pretty good way to wake up.
I have 2. I start the day early at 0.
I start the day at the normal time, but
And on A weeks, I have 4 0 hours. Because on Thursdays, we have sectionals.
in my first period of class, I get to use power tools.
Yeah.
I mean, I like my 80s are pretty good. Because that's when I do all my school stuff, and it's like I got Physics 1, and then I got Cal BC, so it's like I have all my STEM,
I'm doing stuff.
but like on my B days, I do band and then I go home, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't do that. I have a lot of classes. I'm taking electives this year. And also
That's
a
not
bunch of core
like
classes. And a bunch of core classes that don't technically like this one.
It's, yeah, this is wrong.
I don't technically have to be here.
I don't really care to do more school, mostly because
So you're saying you have to follow, but you don't need question.
Well, ours is student.
what is going on.
Oh, you like to
We do like 50 weeks.
And just plug it in, we'll see.
You have to divide, or do you have to
Well, this one's for you multiply by dash, right? What's the number before? What times what?
So the reason they factored that out is because some of it came out of the purchase nicely. Yeah, otherwise there's no point in even pulling out that kind of course.
What's your date on it?
What did y'all do? How can read to and
Fine.
Yeah, so how would I?
Well, it's the same. You give the same answer. Because
Well, let's see what you do. It's just because there's a 1, there's the visible 1. So
6 minus 2, which is 4.
Man, this is so boring. Mind numbing.
Oh, yeah.
How much have you done on this worksheet?
On the left page.
Are you just looking at the answers and then just copying them?
No, I do most of it, and then I look at what the answer is.
because that's the derivative.
Because this is easy, so it's just like I fill this in and make sure,
What's those 1 to the 1?
Yeah.
and then I move on.
Y is
Oh, you're doing like the really short ones?
You multiply it like.
That's so fair.
Oh,
I'm trying to skip the calculator ones because I'm lazy.
Yeah, I did that. I didn't actually do the calculator part of those, but I did everything before that, and I just wrote down the right thing.
You gotta do the calculator thing to get full credit though.
Where they want to
He looks.
if you remember.
Dang it, man. We got like 59 minutes left. I swear, it's like we do all the learning in this class or whatever in like 20 to 30 minutes, and then we just have like an hour. And it's just like the most excruciating hour of the day.
I don't know, my
Wait, isn't it square root 2?
I think econ feels very long.
I did econ in like 3 days.
I'm doing
Yeah, I knew that.
Like macros?
Cosine of pi over 2.
So it's just a long period, and it's right before this. So I've got 2 very long periods right after.
I feel like physics does not take that long.
There
for
was
some
an actual
reason.
C.
I don't know why.
Do you enjoy it?
Kind of.
Well, that's probably why.
It's pretty freaking easy.
And then you multiply the C on this side, so you end up with the division. So C equals 2 minus 14.
If you enjoy something more, it's easier to enjoy. That makes sense, right? It feels like it takes less time. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Fine, I'll do this.
It's not hard. It's just
My new rule is equal to the length of the curve. Point to point. Wait a second, hold on.
Oh wait, I don't have to give him this yet.
I'm very like confused by these questions. Because it's just like it's not that much work. You don't solve for anything, you just set up.
Nah, you set it up and then you're like, oh, just multiply.
That weirds me out a little bit. I don't know why.
I like those cluster rings. Then I don't have to do math.
I guess, but it's just like I don't know. I'm too used to solving. So it's like I also think that way on like the FRQs and stuff. And it's like I should.
Can't you just divide? You can divide.
I don't know how I got a 4.
What are we on slide?
I don't. I barely got a 2 on the mock. on the
Oh yeah, I did a very similar thing. I did ACT, but
it was a national mock, but still, like I got like a 26 out of like 100.
I don't remember, but I didn't do good on mocks for count.
I like locked in for 2 weeks, did like a whole load of studying, and then I got a 4. I don't know how. I thought I was gonna get a 2. Like even afterwards, I wasn't very confident because I looked at entire FRQ just blank. But like I got a 4. I don't know how.
Did a good job.
Now it's like this stuff actually starting to make sense. Besides like related rates, I hate that stuff. I am horrible at this stuff.
Divide it, it goes to 1.
Physics is really hard.
Oh,
You can't like. One was terrible, but I'm in C right now, and it's also terrible.
One is really freaking easy. One is really freaking easy.
One physics one.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why.
It's not.
It's just I understand it. I do biology. Biology's lame. Chem was fun. I got a 4 on that one.
Here you go. Finish your work. You can visit while you work.
Chem was fun. I thought AP Chem was like I actually learned a lot. I took it last year. I got a 4 on it. Pretty freaking easy. Like I got really lucky. We got really lucky on our exam because all the FRQs were labs. They were all labs. It was so easy.
Yeah.
I did like minimal studying for those. I mostly just studied for AB.
Yeah, long base E.
Mostly because I'm worse at math.
Man, did I get your number 10? I don't have a grade for you for number 10.
You handed it back to me.
Oh, I just need to see it again then.
And that's not a thing. Let's do it.
Are you taking C right now?
What?
Is C different from E&M? Or are they the same?
C has 2 parts, E&M and mechanics. We're doing E&M right now. It's like, I barely get it.
I shadowed my sister while she was doing lab work over the summer at the nanotech lab, and she was doing like she's a physics teacher. She was doing like micro superconductor resistors. And like somehow I actually understood it.
Really?
I just don't understand the mechanics behind superconductors. Just yet.
So are y'all stuck on C should go in the new?
It takes a while to get for me.
You physics people, I'm just gonna learn about it.
Bro, I'm gonna be a chemical engineer, dog. I am not gonna be a physicist. That's like my backup of my backup.
My backup of my backup is
My backup is just chemistry, but like, if I drop that, I'll just be physics.
my top plan is entomology. My backup is theater, technical theater, and then my backup is teaching. So you have to take that. Oh, I'm so cool.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
With my calculator.
Okay, this makes sense. I want to get out of kinematics already. It's so boring and easy. It's just common sense, honestly. Starting to do like motion and stuff next unit, but like still, even that stuff is really easy to understand.
Okay, that's valid.
Where did this board come from? Am I tripping? No. Everything else is
Because I've never learned it.
Oh, you squared it, squared it.
No, but like as I.
Wait, so it's an equal sign?
But if you multiply each number by one, that's how I fit it. It doesn't matter whether you're coming from the left or right side.
You have a quiz next class?
Not for y'all, no. I always put it over there to the right. Right now it just says to be announced, so I don't even know the date yet. You've only done 2 things. The problems you did on assignments 9 and 10 today, and then this arc link, so there wouldn't be much of a quiz.
I don't know why X C like multiplied
You plug in 1, so you get U plus C equals 2.
Yes.
Oh, I tried to do it. But then when all of failed, I went to my last solution.
Because he said like the data would be that good, and I remember one
What's the function?
you guys just weren't using it. I thought it was,
So he just plugged in -1, so
Because the square root changes.
are we so right?
so we can
I might know his age, but not like anyone else. It's just a number.
Oh, yeah.
So you just plug it into
I got chick master in physics.
Just don't let the other person.
That's because if you take the derivative, it's -1 half. X times X minus 6. If you square that, it's like you square it down everybody else, -1 half and -4. Yeah, but I'm saying that.
Mr. Townsend, I respect your dedication to putting a beam every day.
Did y'all finish it?
Well, I take some from last year too.
So you get here and then you eat both sides, right? Yeah.
This is a trick question. This is a trick question. It's like you see it, and you think, oh, it's right, but then one little detail makes it wrong.
Okay, so it's not right then.
Wait, so then so you're going to go with this all. Yeah. 15x squared.
But yeah, when I find good ones, you know, I reuse the good ones every year. So, and they don't take that long to find with Google search. So.
But like you still had to put them in there every single day. And it's just like you don't have to do it.
That's true. I don't have to. But I like the ones, like this is not a good one to me. Because it has nothing to do with what we've been doing. But like, that one, since y'all have been doing harder integration, you kind of get like what the joke's about because of the math.
Yeah.
That one makes sense because it relates to class and gets y'all to think about a math thing. You know what I mean? Like, I like those that are relevant.
That makes sense.
But I can't always find.
Have you just used the same slideshow for years?
Well, y'all do different things and stuff. Like, class sizes are longer or shorter from year to year. Like last year we had 35 minutes extra from like February on, remember?
Yeah.
This year we're adding 15 minutes to the start of the year, so I have to make adjustments for that.
I don't know, bro. This is the one Mr. Townsend,
can you go through 11?
Sure. On assignment 15 or 10?
No, 10.
Okay, somebody asked for question 11 on assignment 10. If any of the rest of you guys need to see this, oops. Don't look at that.
Did you do 15 too?
No,
No, no.
because the homework said to like do it before next class.
Oh, yeah.
No, you need to do it in class.
How many questions is the next quiz gonna be?
I have no idea. Why does that matter?
Because I want to get my grade.
Okay, so a question 11. This one, you have to separate the variables because you've got y stuff over here and y x stuff over here. So divide both sides by y minus 1 and multiply both sides by dx. You're okay with that? Okay, integrate both sides. This would be natural log absolute value of y minus 1. This would just be x. Still good? Okay. Plug this in to solve for c. So when x is 1, y is negative 1. So it looks like c is natural log of 2 minus 1. In fact, I'm just going to plug that in up here. Okay, so there's an equation, but it's not the original equation. I don't know what y equals yet, so I've got to do something to go further from here. Now, this was, in my opinion, the hardest one to solve because you've got to remember a little algebra trick here. And I think this is the only one you had to do this for, but just waiting to see if y'all needed to ask. So, how do we get this y minus 1 out of natural log? You cannot just divide both sides by a natural log because it's not natural log times y minus 1, it's natural log of y minus 1. So how do I dig this y minus 1 out of this log?
E to the natural.
Okay, what's the math process called?
Forgot. You put it all over E.
Okay, my AB student should know what this is called. What do you call when you make all this the exponent on e, all this the exponent on e? There you go, you exponentiate both sides. Because e to the log base e of absolute value of y minus 1 is absolute value of y minus 1. That's a log property. You saw that in Algebra 2 and pre-calculus like this. You just, a to the log base a of b just ended up being b. E to the log base e of this stuff ends up being this stuff. Same log property. Okay, over here, I'm going to rewrite some of this. This is, think about when you multiply things with the same base, you add the exponents. So if these exponents are being added, then this is like e to the x times e to the natural log of 2. And then this is like an e to the negative 1. So it's like I'm going this way. Instead of it already being, exponents already being added, I'm splitting those back apart. E to this times e to this times e to this. The reason why you want to do that is because this one simplifies. What is e to the natural log of 2? 2. Same log property that we used right here. We've got an e to the x that we can't do much with, and then e to the negative 1, I'm just going to move that to the other side of the fraction and call that e to the positive 1. Now, really, most of the time, you guys can just drop these absolute value signs and you'll be correct, but not 100% of the time. So the only way to know for sure is to use this initial condition again and try to remove this. Because this side is either equal to positive this or negative this. Just like the absolute value of x equals 5, x could be 5 or x could be the opposite of that. So if I plug in negative 1 here and a positive 1 there, are those two things equal? No, they would be equal if I multiply this side by a negative 1. And so now I can drop the absolute value signs, add the 1 over, and then our answer should look something like this. Now, especially on a harder question like this, where you have to question whether these absolute value signs just disappear or if they make the opposite side negative and disappear, you really, really, really should take those 5 extra seconds and make sure your final answer goes through this point. Because if it doesn't go through this point, there's 0% chance that it's correct. So if I plug in a 1 for x, those cancel. -2 plus 1 would be -1. So plugging in 1 for x gives me -1 for y. So that makes me feel better about that answer. So 2 kind of unique things about this question. This step where you have to exponentiate, you make each side the exponent on e, and then this. E to the x plus natural log of 2 minus 1 is like e to the x times e to the natural log of 2 times e to the -1. You're used to using the property in the other direction. You're used to going this way. You're not used to going that way, but it's the same thing. Okay, so there's a lot to that. Was there something more specific in there? It's okay. Anybody else is going to ask about 11? Is that what their answer is?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. Now, it's totally legitimate to think that this is one of the harder AB topics, but remember, just like I told y'all in AB, or those of you that had an AB, they often put these on free response questions, and usually when this is on a free response, this is worth like 5 to 6 points. It's worth the majority of a free response. They usually give you like a point if you separate correctly. They might give you a point if you exponentiate, if you need to exponentiate. They give you a point if you remember the plus c. Sometimes they give you a point if you use the initial condition correctly. And then usually they give you 1 point if the final answer is correct. So those questions are usually worth a lot on FRQs. So it's a longer question, but they also make it worth more. Okay. All right, keep on going. Again, I'd like to look at at least a couple of those ACTM questions together, but everybody needs to be finished with 15 first. So if you're not done with 15, please get refocused here.
Gotcha. This is, yeah, you find it.
Sit down and finish.
Well, yeah, so we got today.
Yeah, but like, we're the closest in this code.
Oh, it's 3 1.
You took 1/4 out. You took 1/4 out. You see how it's
No, you still only have
I guess that makes sense.
Mr. Townsend, I finished all my work. Can I go sign up for the PSAT?
Where's your work?
Yeah. So I turned it in. Why?
Okay, where's the rest?
What? I have Exhibit A done.
Yeah.
Exhibit B done.
You don't need help with any of this?
No, not really. I just grabbed this one.
That's wrong.
No. Wait, how's it wrong? It's negative.
There's in the square root on here, it's out of the square root.
Oh, is it infinity? I checked with my peers.
For some people.
You trust them?
Yeah, I do. Both of them actually.
Okay, well then they missed this one.
Guys, Leonardo, we messed up question 2.
At least.
At least question 2.
I don't have all 8 answers memorized. I think I memorized everything.
It's 2D then?
I don't know, rework it out.
No, I
Take the pass and go see. But if it's gonna be more than 5 minutes, you need to come back and do that.
I have a box of extra toasty Cheez-Its waiting for me.
Extra toasty Cheez-Its are good.
I bought them.
Are you serious?
I think they're probably the best version of Cheez-Its.
We had chemistry together.
I like the extra toasty and the white cheddar. They're my favorites.
I've not had the white cheddar. So
White cheddar Cheez-Its.
they're good. I remember they were good.
Very good.
But I haven't had them in like, not even joking.
I get off-brand white cheddar Cheez-Its now.
He tells my parents that I don't say hi to him.
I bought my own because I got a job. I'm a working man.
I get to start a paid internship this year.
I shall be doing a science internship at the university. So I just gotta find out what I'm doing. Sorry, I was just
Wait, are you in 5th grade?
Are you done with 15?
I'm done with 15.
You don't have to turn 15 in yet, but I'm waiting for everyone to finish 15. So you done with 15?
probably not gonna
I don't have the answer.
I should just start writing stuff in Wingdings. I'll just make a little hands and
Start writing in Cipher.
yeah, totally. Let me look it up. Wingdings.
You can use Wingdings on Google Docs.
Yeah, I know. It's just I want to write them. I want to physically write them.
You want to write the symbols
Yeah.
from Wingdings? I should start signing my name in Wingdings.
You just have to know that it equals
Should I start on the ACT questions or am I?
No, I want to do those together. Some people are doing them because they've just been lazy. But
cosine of x, and then you take the no, you're oh, he already did.
Wait, but why does?
No, before you plug it in. Yeah, so you plugged it in.
I've never read.
Yeah, like they did it. I mean, that's what you did earlier too. This works when you plug it in. I guess.
Not She's good. She's seen it. I think so. I don't know. Most of their friends definitely interesting.
Maybe we need a nickname for you too.
Did we have one for
Okay. Like turn up.
Turnip.
He was so confused.
Did you hear me say that? Oh, okay. I gotta come up with more T names. I keep calling them Timmy and Tommy. I would feel a little bad, but he like responds every time, so.
What is this? Closure?
He was out here talking to, you know Mr. Adams? Okay, Mr. Adams retired last year, but he's subbing for Miss Pinter. And he went and said hi to him. I said, oh, you know Timmy too? And he said, yeah. He didn't even know, but he just went with it.
Like recently? No, like.
Oh, he found the area of so this is 5 plus 2. This should be 7 plus
Why must I have so many of the first letters in the alphabet in my name?
Doesn't sound like a problem to me.
Huh?
Doesn't sound like a big problem to me.
When I'm writing in wingdings, it is.
Well, don't write wingdings.
I gotta use all the hand signs.
Wingding would be a good nickname. I said wingding would be a good nickname.
Wingding Pardue.
Hey, Camden. Camden. Your nickname's Wingding.
Why?
I don't know. It's fine, I won't nickname you Wingding.
I'll be Wingding.
Okay, Diego's Wingding.
Sorry, I wrote my name on it. Did you scribble?
I'm working on it.
Are you only writing in capitals?
Yeah.
I forgot.
That's correct.
Let me check.
It's a full font size. I have it pulled up right here.
Shoot, I am so just.
I got you.
Yeah, I got it. Hold on, let me just erase like
Everything but the first one.
because I'm mad.
Yeah. Left parenthesis is an all of them. Tilde is a quotation mark. Right? So it's quotation.
Who came up with these? Who came up with these symbols?
No idea.
Like when you let go of this, it's
Mine aren't fault.
Maybe Miss
like
Ruby,
you
we'll
won't
be back.
I probably should, but
watch this.
because
9 is a pencil
laser
sharpener.
people that are better.
Or maybe a webcam.
Yeah, you should probably.
They're so weird.
Laser for people that strike the ball.
No, the ball, like see, with the ball.
5 is a filing
No,
cabinet.
but assume the ball is like.
There's less forgiving.
The number 5 is a filing cabinet.
No, it's just think of this gravity. The ball's gonna.
I should probably play blades because
You got the
yeah,
as it goes, it's gonna
it would, yeah.
but it'll reach the same spot, the same potential. Only so work with the ball at the same time.
So it's like
It's the same potential.
for me.
That's what you need.
I do, but I can't have both in there. Or I could put it back in there now and take another one out.
No, chapter 11 was actually good.
Yeah, but
I
you
was
only
invested.
have 15.
It's an analogy.
No, wait, I tried to
Then
like
when
it.
finish with how this analogy is.
Senior chapter 11.
I did, I had to do it on Tuesday. Yeah.
Wait.
I wanted to like just see it like. Same thing. I feel like reading about
But I did.
the Star Wars stories. People dying. I don't know, but like, it's just to like read about like.
Yeah.
How many hours?
I don't know. It's about like
There we go.
I think I finished it.
So I guess you draw.
I don't know. But the thing is, he's only going over stuff.
No, I drove it to about 200 yards, and then I hit a 6 iron.
I'm just gonna do it,
I did the wrong
It was
one.
pretty nice.
which will probably not happen. but-
Wrong flag. Why are there two flags?
Because they're different.
Slightly.
Yeah, but they're different.
It makes me mad, man.
I'm on.
There's like 4 mailboxes.
Mailboxes are
Do you
fun.
have it better than April?
They're all punctuation and stuff.
No, because it doesn't make sense. World issue?
You have some pressure.
It's too broad. And that
Yeah. Oh, God. That's nice to hear.
It's like last year.
I do.
There are like 4 different perspective smudgers.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, you guys can split.
23.
I thought we would get. Whichever place. He gave me this option. Does the ACP I voted for this.
That's the last song.
It's not 24 pages of this book. Did you finish the paper? No, I still need to do that. You just sent me a copy after we You copied it last time. It's honestly no, it's like, some of the bonus thing like touched on last time, the last time. What? I put like his actual real name, Russell Bruce, as soon as I looked it up, I was like, I explained it, so I just went online. Curious about it.
Alright, yeah.
Like 4 years.
Now what's the date?
My last one was 9, but I don't.
What happened?
Oh, it's 9/11.
What do you wanna ask? As soon as I looked it up. Did you do
What are weird things to like in elementary school? What are weird things to be interested in elementary school?
No, I just.
There was Animorph books.
They work for Lindsay, but they have like all forces and stuff.
Anime, I guess. In elementary.
So I can kind of get a little.
Can I do it too early or I'll just forget?
Oh,
You got it? Is it a semester class?
I guess anything fantasy related. So it isn't particularly Lord of the Rings.
Another one? Dude, another one? Yeah, I checked it like yesterday.
Star Trek.
Why didn't you say so? He doesn't say anything. Oh my god.
At the time of elementary
Yeah,
school.
yeah, that's what I'm looking for because I'm trying to write about how weird I was in elementary school.
So I like Star Trek.
Me too.
I've watched like every series.
I-
Besides the modern ones.
Yeah, I stopped at Voyagers, I think.
I stopped at Enterprise.
Yeah. But the best ones are the original series of it.
I think Next Generation is objectively the best one.
It is. The original series is good, and William Shatner is a fun actor.
The writing kind of sucks a lot of the time though.
Oh yeah, but that's just because it's old.
Yeah, it was also like low budget, I believe.
Yeah. Have you seen the FX? The FX?
Wait, did you Jessica!
The first 3 seasons of Next Generation is really slow,
Yeah.
but it picks up really good.
Yeah. And I think it's okay being slow, especially with the
That's how it always is.
Yeah.
That's literally how it
The
always is.
conceit of the show is that it's time slow, because they're just doing.
There's just others that are worse
Yeah.
earlier on.
Mr. Armstrong, the tech director, called me Riker because I was sitting weird. Have you seen the memes about how Riker can't sit right? If you watch Next Generation again, you should watch how Riker sits. Because he can't sit. I'll look it up.
My parents should be on their annual rewatch of that, probably in a few months. They just finished Voyager.
Yeah, because it will slow down.
I swear, it's just they pick a time in the year and then they marathon like every single Star Trek show.
Because he sits down like this. He steps over the chair to sit down.
Like the ball will go down, but if you don't need to.
No, they just finished the original series.
And sometimes when he's sitting in his chair on the bridge, he has one leg up over the arm.
No, because if it moves from here to here, it accelerates, even when it's in the middle.
Right, that's
zero.
I finished my physics homework.
Like the ball will move down. Like it will.
It literally took like 5
Wait,
minutes.
so if you put it in the middle, it still moves down.
Like actually
So how
common
does it not
sense.
have a
I don't know why we're still on this stuff.
You know, sometimes that's just how things go.
Maybe I'm just used to AP Chem.
It would just go. Then you're asking if you put a ball like in the middle.
That might be the case.
Oh yeah.
I
But if you put a charge in the middle of 2 charges, it will
So
stay.
you know it's an
What
insulator.
if you put a charge in between 2 charges, it's like putting a ball on the ball.
No, go for it. If hypothetically we put the ball here, it can't move. But in the same
I
situation,
guess
it
just
still
doing
moves
AP
down.
Chem as my first like
If it, if, okay,
science AP was probably
Are
like
the two circles two
being in the dugout,
No, it's not a
like
charge.
being in the bullpen with like a weighted baseball bat and switching to
What you're talking about is like
This physics just seems really slow and easy.
Yes.
That's like this.
I don't know if that'll be the case later on. It's just right now it seems way easier than the beginning of it. Especially since you don't require like a lot of background knowledge on it.
Why is it that it still moves down? Why is it that the electric field?
This is not like a prerequisite to physics.
No, that's the same thing. So this.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I guess physical science, I suppose, but I took that like actually like 4 years ago.
Yes.
This will move down.
Yes, I understand.
Hey, but then it'll go back though. Yeah.
Okay. Looks like we need to move on here. Faye, you need to come sit down, please.
Oh, he's explaining physics.
Okay, well now's not the time, so sorry.
I finished all my orders.
No, you're not done.
Come on outside.
Well, you could just not go over there in the future if you'd rather do that. I'm not going to have an argument every time. Okay, so I want to look at a couple of these ACTM questions together. Eventually I'd like to go over a bunch of these with you, but we'll just fit in a couple as we get to them. So I didn't ask you to try any of these or anything yet, but if you would, maybe look at the first question. I gave this handout to you last class, so if anybody was not here last time, I need to give you a copy. But obviously this was not the entire thing, it was just the first page. But let's just look at a couple. And again, to me this just is kind of a 2-for-1. It's review, some random review, good stuff for you to know. It's not stuff I would hold you accountable for on the next quiz or anything, but you may. Okay, here's one for Wingding. Okay, so if this is the function, notice it's a piecewise function, and you guys are pretty bad with piecewise functions. Okay, you're supposed to try to figure out what's the limit as x approaches 2. So, how are you supposed to know whether to plug it into the top or the bottom? What's this thing that you have to remember to be able to do this? I guess before I ask that, how do you know if a limit exists?
It approaches the same point on both sides.
Okay, so mentally you need to be thinking, what does it approach from the left? And what is it approaching from the right? If these two are the same, what does that tell us? Okay, and that will be the answer, right? If they're the same. And if they're different, what happens?
The one that's approaching.
If they're different, then the limit does not exist. They have to be the same from the left and from the right. So, if we want to know as x approaches 2, Ben, you need to put that up, please. As x approaches 2 from the left, which one of these two should we plug it into?
The one that's that x is.
Okay, how come the top? From the left is when x is a little bit less than 2, right? So if we plug a 2 into this, we get 2 natural log of 2. Okay, which one should we plug it in if we wanted from the right?
The other one.
How come?
Because it's a thingy that's to the right of 2.
Okay, and from the right it's a little bit bigger. So if I plug 2 into this, I get natural log of 2 squared. Well, these are not the same, so do you think the answer to number 1 should be does not exist?
Yeah.
If you move on too quickly, you're going to say yes, but these are the same. Why are these two the same? Very good. So logarithm property, you could bring that up. Both of those are equal to the natural log of 4, so that should be choice A. That seems pretty familiar? Y'all are okay with the piecewise function? We're going to have to review this stuff at some point this year, where you'll actually be quizzed on it. Okay, one more of these today, and this seems to be a commonly missed one. Limit as x approaches negative infinity, 5x squared plus 7x cubed minus 3 over 2 plus 3x minus 11x squared. Now, we are only going to get out the calculator where we really, really think it's necessary. But if you choose to do the ACTM contest this spring, you get to have a calculator on the entire thing. So if you're not sure the answer to this, there's really nothing stopping you from graphing this in your calculator and looking at the far left of the graph to get a hint on what the answer might be. So it takes you longer. But generally, how or what should we be interested in this question? What stands out to us about this?
It'll be over 0.
Okay, say it again.
The highest power on the top and the bottom.
Okay, and the highest power is 3 versus 2. What does that tell us?
Does not exist.
Okay, so it could be does not exist, and I hate the way they did this. Look at those choices. Why would this never happen on your AP exam? Right, because infinity and negative infinity are the same as does not exist. Those are not numbers, those are ideas. So generally on your AP exam you would just say does not exist or negative infinity or positive infinity. But this one they wanted you to be as specific as possible. So when you plug this in, if I plug in a negative number and cube it, is that positive or negative? And then when I plug that in down here, I'm just worried about the biggest stuff. The other stuff is going to be insignificant as x gets really, really small. If I take a negative number and square it, what do I get?
Positive.
Okay, but then it's negative of that, right? So because you get a negative over a negative, what do you think the answer should be? Positive what? Infinity. Positive infinity. Good. So those aren't terribly difficult, are they? I mean, they're not the most straightforward, but they're not like, I know a lot of you guys haven't done math contests before. So, okay, and it's a little bit early, but we got about 10 minutes. And so first let me say, just to make sure that you know, start a class next time, I will take up 15 for a grade. So it looks like you all have that finished. Make sure that you do. Make sure you bring it with you. And I'll go ahead and share the daily puzzle with you. It's actually a good one since you've got just a touch more time than normal, because I don't know that you will be able to figure it out. Okay, so for those of you wanting to try the daily puzzle, this is what I got for you today.
Visualizing it. Oh, okay.
You guys might have to work as a group to brainstorm some good approaches to this. Huh?
If you cut 2 lines like this at the right spots.
At the right, well, what is the right spot?
I don't know the dimensions of the board.
It doesn't matter. The board's got to be the same dimensions when you're done. It's got to stay the same dimensions, and you got to get circled to move to the center.
It would be the same dimensions once you put it back together, but you have to cut it in the right spots across, and then you can put it.
Do it with a piece of paper. Cut a hole in a piece of paper and then see if it works. That's the only way I would know to be able to tell you if it was right or not. And then when you get home, get out your handsaw and.
Class experiment?
No, I can't trust y'all with handsaws.
No, you can definitely trust me.
I don't have scissors. Get a card.
Wait, can you cut this strip out?
Y'all don't sound like you have many good ideas.
I don't know what it means by same dimensions of the original.
Like, it's like.
The rectangle, whatever the length and width are of that rectangle, your answer has to be a rectangle that's still the same length and width.
Oh. Olivia, do you have any? Oh, is the board like not? Is it 2D or 3D? The board itself.
I'd assume 2D.
So how would it be the same dimension as you cut it up?
Because you put it back together after
That work? Look what I drew on that. If that's the
Dimensions
original.
as in like length and width.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not good at visual.
Are you excited for part 3?
Our part 2 is actually wrong.
Yeah, I know, I saw.
No,
Nathan
it's like
showed
a
me.
no, it's like a whole thing.
Nathan showed me they messed up the entire, like,
I think so. I think that'd be fine. You should probably say, like in your work here, these are supposed to be equal, right? Oh yeah. You should probably show those are equal, and you probably should show those are equal. But yeah, to me that makes sense.
Yeah, it's that. You just you just have to do it right.
It's like he wrote these like a month ago. And we just got them because like the designers didn't get them to us.
Real simple.
I don't know because the designers are freaking stupid. Brain
I think
dead.
I've actually had to do this before.
Really? I guess we're just
In technical theater. Because I had
to.
We cut a board the wrong length. And I had to, we had to cut it differently so that we could put it back together to be the right length. But it wasn't like it wasn't that bad.
dude, we're not gonna have time to learn part 3.
Okay, we only got about 4 minutes, but Olivia said she would show us how to do this next time. Olivia will.
And I for sure had to.
You're in charge. You're in charge.
Like
I'm not even kidding, I don't think we'll make fighting systems.
You get to explain this question next class. Because I want to pick on you.
there's like one school that's like really really good.